Hey guys, Chris the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the storeroom at the shop for episode 42 of the Great Shop Clean Out series. Last episode we got the yellow tubs from down here with the old mobile phones, smartphones, TV remotes. Pleased to get them sorted out, especially given how dangerous lithium batteries seem to be as they get older. So I've learned a fair bit about that, and I'm pleased to get them out of here before here turned into a pile of charcoal. We've only got one thing left on this shelf here now, and that's a cardboard box which we'll take through to the counter. It hasn't got a lot in it. There's some clocks, some hardware and some sewing machine pedals. We'll get to that shortly, work out what to do with them. That means this shelf is now empty, which is beautiful because we can now see the back wall. Look at that. So next really is probably these milk crates, although there's a lot of computer stuff in those. I think I'll do that, well, at least the first rack. I think the second stack behind the cupboard there is hardware, shed stuff, maybe more tools. We'll get to them soon. I think I might just tidy up some loose ends in the rest of this video. We'll do that box. We'll get the racking down off the top there. Oh, you can't quite see it in the camera. And there's just some random bits on this shelf here. Some of them are just empty boxes, a bit of packing supplies. So we'll clean that up because that shelf, I don't think it's attached. I might have screwed it to the shelf in the end there, but we'll be able to use that shelf in the shop because just the other day we sold a display cabinet out of the shop, which is awesome because we need to get rid of all those cabinets. So that shelving will be handy in the shop. So I'd like to get it emptied off fairly soon. We'll take this box through to the counter first though, and then we'll pull some stuff off there. Okay, it's really nice to get to that back wall out there because it makes me feel like we've just about knocked over that room. And I think that room had the biggest amount of stuff in it out of all of them. The other room looks pretty bad, but it's actually not as big, and there's a lot of actually just bulk in there. All right, we have some clocks. This is a quartz clock, a Derwent clock. Quite a nice looking clock, but it's not overly old. Not sure what these things are. Maybe it had a light behind it. But I'll put a battery in that, see if it goes. If it does go, we'll just get $10 for it. If it doesn't, I might try and fix it another day. The trouble is these ones, this is a very dirty Copal, C-O-P-A-L, which the company made quite sought after flip clocks, you know, the ones that made the noise and flipped the numbers over, made by Copal, and they're quite sought after. This is a little retro-y, it's kind of a mission brown, retro-y style face, but it is only just a quartz movement. Again, we'll try a battery in it. Doesn't look corroded, hopefully it works. It's got a nice little red second hand. The other one's got a black second hand, so we'll benefit from a clean. So we'll check those shortly. And we have a tin in here full of just a few electrical bits. We'll tip them out and have a look. And the rest of the box is, oh, we have a HDMI cable. There's a plastic bag with a sewing machine foot. In fact, that's what the rest of the bag is, the box. There's sewing machine pedals. I'll check with Christine. They may even be hers. Or perhaps we've just put them aside for her machines if she needs them. That's an older Singer. That just says electronic, so it's probably an aftermarket one. And there's a spare cord for one here. And that's it. That's all that's in the box. So we'll tip these little things out and have a look at them. All right, I'll take these pedals home and Christine can decide if she wants to keep them or not. They do sell quite well on eBay. They're fairly expensive to buy as replacements. That one's an older style Bakelite one. Is it branded? It just says controller, so it's probably a universal type controller. Depends on what machines have that particular plug configuration. We can certainly test them. Christine's got enough different machines that we can see if all these work. So there's 3 controllers, foot pedals, yeah, whatever you want to call them. When I was at high school and we had to do a little bit of textiles and we had to go at sewing machines, we called them accelerators. Now we have some just electrical bits. Mostly looks like light fittings. Yeah, just light fitting parts, hardware, some more decorative ones. I think they're from the tops of touch lamps. That's a nice older style light fitting. That's had a cord, that's the switch, roof mounted, long cord down which you just pulled it and gave it a tug and it clicked and turned the light on. They actually sell okay. And a few bits and pieces, just brass mostly brass light holders. They're a bayonet style, a couple of plastic ones. I'll take all these bits home when I'm repairing lamps. Not that I'm doing a lot of it at the moment, but I still, once I finish up at the shop, I still plan to do a few basic repairs and maybe even make some lamps out of unusual things. So these fittings will be handy. Not really much value here to sell, not much value for brass. These are all pretty light and you have to take them apart. They've got a ceramic piece inside. So yeah, nothing really exciting there, nothing to sell at this stage. So I'll put this away and we'll test the clocks. Okay, this one could really benefit from a little bit of a clean. It's been obviously not used for a long time. It's kind of nice. I like the retro style numbers. I won't go to too much trouble there in case it doesn't work. So yeah, nice, easy to read. I like the red second hand. So let's put a battery in it and see if it goes. Oh, look at that, straight away. Beautiful. So I'll finish cleaning that one up. I think we'll go 15 on that one, just because it's a retro one. It's made in Japan, so it's quite a charming clock, if you can call Mission Brown charming. But anyway, I like it. It's got a bit of appeal to it. This one is a little more modern. Derwent, I don't think is a brand that means anything specially. It's a metal outer, and it's not as dirty, but will still certainly benefit from a clean. Let's pinch our battery out of here. And again, this one isn't corroded, so hopefully we're good to go. Oops. Nothing. Terminals might be a little dirty. The hand's not stuck, we'll move them around a bit. Okay, so this one doesn't work. I think it's worth popping the movement apart. They're actually pretty easy to fix. Really, you just pop them apart, give them a bit of a clean up. It's only a little bit of dust or a hair that actually stops them working. They don't usually wear out. But that one's not going. I'll take that home and I'll have a look at it one day down the track. We might do a video. I think I've done a video on repairing one of these movements, but really there's nothing much to repair. They just gum up or get a bit dirty or something. Or it could be just the contacts. They sometimes get some corrosion, not necessarily on the terminals here, but where the terminals touch the little circuit board inside, they get a bit of oxidation, and that usually is pretty common and quite easy to fix. So, all right, we'll take that one home. Put that aside for a rainy day, and this one can be cleaned up and put straight into the shop. I'll put it back in now to make sure that the battery's still okay. Yes, it's working. Good. Okay, time to get some stuff down from the top. And these are plastic coated wire frames. They're quite strong, and I used to use these next door when I was sorting scrap. I had little trays there, more so probably when I was sorting hardware. They might be handy at home. I don't know where they come from. They're actually Australian made. It says Phillips formed metal product. So, and it looks like they could be wall mounted, but they could be very good storage at home. Do I need them? We'll have a think about that. So nothing else up the top. We have a box here which actually has a Combusta Brik Maker. I think it's for making paper bricks for firewood. Well, maybe. We'll check that out in a minute. And we have a very large wood plane. Now, we had a box of wood planes a while back. This one's a beauty. Number 8. Is it a Stanley? It says Bailey. Little surface rusty, probably not stored in the best conditions there. We'll have a look at that too and work out what price we can get for that. And that's the top 2 shelves cleaned off, as easy as that. Okay, we don't need the ladder anymore. This shelf, we have an old sewing basket. and the lids have become detached. Now there's nothing in it, so I don't think it's worth trying to fix it. I think we'll just sell it as is. A nice vintage one, maybe 1960. It's the plastic type weaving, I guess you'd call it. So yeah, it's pretty cute. You could probably even sell it without the lids. I mean, you could use it without the lids, just as a carry basket. We'll leave them with it. I'm only probably going to put $10 on it. It's fine, it can go quickly. Over this side, we have looks like a jewellery box. And again, oh, well, that might be good display for rings and earrings and necklaces, or yeah, maybe. We might as well use that in the shop. Otherwise, we could just put $10 or even $5. This stuff has to go. This box is just an empty box, I think. It looks like it had Christine's fabric cutter machine in it. We may have kept it just for the box. And there's another box in here. So just packaging supplies. We kept a lot of that for eBay work. Another shelf done. This next one down, more empty boxes. A little display. That's a folded acrylic, just for a shop display sign or something. I don't know if we need that. In this bag is some gadget. Oh, I think that's a blood pressure machine. Now, we knew we had one of those. Does it say that? I have put my glasses on to see. Yeah, a blood pressure monitor. So, I think Christine has one that she uses, so we'll probably sell that. Don't know what that'd be worth, but we certainly don't need to keep it here. Some DVD cases and a whole heap of just jewellery boxes, ring boxes. Empty. Oh, we'll use these little bags for jewellery when we sell them. We sometimes we often give the customer a bag. I didn't even realise these were here. So they can just go to be either given away or used when we're selling jewellery. And a little tin tub, I don't know, it might be worth $5, not much value. Now, it's probably a bit hard to see this with the light in the background. I might try and reposition the camera. Now you can see here a bit better. We have a large box. What is this? Little dividers. Are they? It feels like it's full of. Oh, okay. That's just a tray for displaying something. And then there's heaps of little boxes in here, just packaging for eBay. There's a little metal box, like a cash tin. Oh, it is a cash tin. No cash, just the bags. Has got a key, but it's lost the handle. We'll probably sell that. Timber boxes just for displaying things in the shop. And of course these didn't get used because they were right at the back of my storeroom and things got stashed in front of them. So it looks like maybe another file card tin there. Alright, we'll sort all this out on the weekend. There's really not much value here. We'll either have a box, well that's just a cardboard box that can go in our pile over there. We'll sell the cash tin. I don't know if Christine needs any of these, but if she doesn't need them, they'll either be cheap or given away. Got to get rid of them, and that clears off another shelf. And moving down to the next one, we have a lot more containers. Just another little display drawer. There's a nice little brass and glass mirrored display box. That should have been in the shop. We should have been using these things. That will certainly sell if we don't want it. Couple of old watches in there. They'll be just cheap quartz watches. Another metal tin, a cash tin of some sort. What opens that way? Oh no, a filing tin. So that can be sold. We don't need that. Some of these were Christine's. They might have been from her old shop. Empty boxes and containers. Another, yeah, these must have been from Christine's old shop because it has Janome written on it. She used to sell Janome sewing machines. And we also have a lot of table, what do you call them? Table markers. Table 1, Cool Cat Rockers. So we used to be a member of the Cool, well, I think we still are, Shepparton Rock and Roll Group with all the dancers they had at a certain dance, all the break dancers. I don't know. Oh, actually, this is why they ended up here, because we also ran our own called Rockin' Nagambie, and we have a YouTube channel called Rockin' Nagambie, which we're planning to start up again. It's been dormant for a few years, teaching people how to rock and roll dance. So Christine will probably take these, because if we ever hold a dance again, we'll need them. I'm going to tidy these empty containers up. The next shelf is exactly the same, just more empty containers. You don't need to see that. We've nearly emptied this whole unit. Excellent. Good work. Okay, let's have a look at this Combusta Brik Maker. This is made in Vermont, in Melbourne. I've seen some branded Cambrook. This might be an older one or a copy, although I would think if it's a copy they wouldn't be able to use the same trademark, or at least trade name. So it's quite heavy construction. These are solid, they're not hollow pipe. It looks like it was kind of powder coated and the painting's coming off, but the metal looks all right. And I believe you just like fill it with wet paper or something. I didn't read the instructions, but I'm guessing it's like some sort of paper mache thing. And I'm not sure how it works. You must press it somehow. Perhaps you just fill that up, put that on the top, and then these squash it down. And you maybe do one each side at a time, I don't know. I'm not reading the instructions, whoever does. But I think it's complete, because judging by that picture, everything's there. I'm just going to say $20. Oh, that one goes inside that one. All right, so that would work. So you put your contents in there, you put that on top. This one goes down first, squashes that side in. That squashes that side in. I guess you leave it to dry, hence the air holes for the airflow. And then you take out your paper brick and throw it on the fire. All right, $20 will do. And with the plane, it's a massive long, it's a number 8 Bailey. It has got a bit of break just to the top of the wooden handle there. But it seems in reasonable condition otherwise. It has got a blade in it, it's not chipped. I've seen some of the ones that are corrugated. They have a textured base with long lines on it. They bring a couple of $100. This is just a smooth base. A little bit of a mark there, a little bit of oxidisation. That'll clean up fine. There's no bad rusting. I think it's worth at least $100. I might put 95 on it in the shop. Couldn't be bothered cleaning it up, but I reckon I could put more on it if I had it cleaned. But $100 for that one. There's no breaks to the metal anywhere. So that would be $120 for those two. Well, how's this? Hey, we've made really good progress. At least with the low value junk, you can move it out quick. So this shelf is empty except for the bottom, which just has a few boxes and crates. I can't get to it because it's behind a gas heater that I have to deal with as well. There's a small box of brass taps down there as well. We'll tidy up this little corner very soon, and we'll probably start on this shelf, which won't take us long because there's a bit of packing stuff. There's some chargers. There's a little bit of eBay stuff that's quite interesting, and some of my bookwork, and I think empty shoe boxes up the top. So that will move pretty quickly. We'll be able to free up a lot of shelving that we can move into the shop. So this is really going to open up very quickly now. Of course, we still have these milk crates, so we'll get onto some of this computer stuff. The second row of crates, I think, is more shed stuff, hardware, maybe some tools, maybe some big surprises, so hang around for that. Of course, we still need to get a few more car manuals out. I've got a few stacked in front of me, which you can't see, and we'll do another quick episode on those to show you what I've got. I have sold some of the ones I put up last time, so that's good. Lots to go through there, though. This will clean up quickly. This will clean up even faster, so we'll be able to see more of the room, and I'll be able to move around to another aisle or into that room there. So it's a fun journey. I'm enjoying this discovery. We're selling a lot of stuff. I'm making a lot of space. It's mission successful. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.